just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. Welcome to the GMS show. Once again, I am your host, GMS. You know, we keep that green mind state. Shout out to the GMS fam in the comments. I see y'all, man. Shout out to y'all for pulling up expeditiously. What up, Kevin Cooley, Trey979, C-Mo, Richie Rock, King Lukey. I see you, Trey. He said, what is stealthing? We're going to get to that in a second. We're going to explain everything that is going on. Shout out to Promico. You know, we start out every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well. We keep that green mind state. That's exactly what GMS stands for everybody who is a new listener. What up, Marcus Speaks? Shout out Marcus Speaks. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him, man, and go check out his lives every week. Vale, Team 642. We in here to talk about it today, man. It's Monday. We got to get back to the week. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope everybody's doing well and great mental health, physical health. And even if you aren't, make sure you get into the right path of trying to stay alive as long as you can for your loved ones, man. Now, let's get into it, man. We got a lot of topics to talk about today. Some wild ones, some crazy ones, some unheard of ones, and some well-known ones. But first and foremost, we got to start out with this Joe Budden situation. It broke yesterday, and I had a whole different setup or a whole different show I was going to try to do. And then once this broke, I was like, oh, shit, they trying to get Joe up out the paint again. So here we are. Joe Budden went to his podcast, and they released audio or a clip, or they released a podcast that had a part in it where Joe was talking about him going to the corner and taking the condom off before having sexual intercourse with a young lady who he was smashing on back in the day. Now, people took that clip and they ran with it, and of course, in typical Joe trending fashion, if it's him trending for something negative, everybody's going to bring up his past of domestic abuse and all that. So before I even talk about this subject, you guys should hear it for yourself. Listen to this.
What? I have no idea knowing. Joe, you do the... And even I done walked in the corner and faked like I was putting a condom on before.
Joe bugging.
What? They're none the wiser. What do you mean what? Yes, I did that.
You faked the put
1,000%. That was my poor.
I'm asking.
That was my poor execution of my plan after I mastered it, which was to just bust through the lambskin. me go find.
I don't know if I ever used a
Let me go
lambskin.
find the thinnest condom in the world.
You
and
bastard
just
doing
bust.
that?
Huh?
Bust through it.
Yeah.
You plan to bust?
Yeah, I'm not having it. Wait, hello?
Yo, what? Oh man, this guy. Yo, you're a sicko for real, yo.
No, I used to be.
Oh,
Nah,
okay.
Please
Reform
don't.
sicko.
Please,
One time for growth.
please don't misrepresent me.
All right. That was that clip. Now, needless to say, that is some weird shit. That's some foul shit. All right. However you want to put it, however you want to twist this and make it seem however you want. Faking like you put on the condom is some wild shit to do. All right. I will say this. We have a society of people who don't believe in people becoming better people. In other words, Joe can tell this story about what he did and also say that this isn't him and this isn't the type of person he is anymore. He doesn't do that foul shit or whatever. And people will still be like, no, you're an abuser. You're this, you're that. Now, I don't condone this conversation because what's the point of, you know what I'm saying? What's the point of sneaking to take off a condom, nigga? Like that for one, you're stupid for doing that shit if you fucking around with just a bunch of different females. Cause if you sneaking off, taking off the condom, that means you sneaking off. It most likely means that you hooking up with somebody you hooking up with for the first time. You don't know what this person got. You don't know what is going on inside their body. You just want to bust through the condom because you want to feel the insides. Look, man, that shit, it's crazy. It's crazy. But what happened with this is a new term, and I didn't even know about this term, but this term came up called stealthing. And AKA, they call it a different form of rape. Now, there's a blurred line in this because even though Joe did some foul shit by faking like he put on a condom, it still was consensual sex. He wanted to have sex. She wanted to have sex. Where it's fucked up at is that he faked like he put on a condom. Now, here's another thing. We also put labels on situations without knowing the person in the situation. What if the situation was she didn't give a fuck about a condom, but he was like, yeah, you know, he just was doing it because that was something that he felt that women wanted, was somebody to put on a condom and be safe. So he just by default went over in the corner and tried to put on a condom and act like he was doing it and didn't do it. Or this could be a situation where Joe was told to put on a condom by the young female and he didn't, which in this case, you're getting something you don't want, which is somebody going raw dogging you. But at the end of the day, it's still consensual sex. Well, you know what? Let me not use consensual, because consensual means, hey, I want to have sex, you want to have sex too, and here are our terms and agreements. And I think with those terms and agreements, if he was asked to put on a condom and he didn't, then that is predatory activity. But we also have to go back to learning about how society is or how society was then to what it is compared to now. Men did a lot of borderline foul shit because as you grow up, you have to learn how to conduct yourself, especially as a human being. We're sexual beings, and you have to learn certain behavior. It's common sense not to take no coochie. You're not supposed to take no fucking. That's common sense. But there are these situations where it's like it's a blurred line where you don't know how to react to it. It's almost like you have to grow up learning better ways of, maneuvering through your sexual experience. So to immediately dog somebody out or to call somebody an abuser or a rapist or anything like that because they're explaining to you a story of a time when they were not so bright when it came to doing certain things, it's an easy cop-out. But it does look bad that they took that out, because what happened, the result from that was, of course, the social media backlash, and then they deleted the podcast episode and then re-uploaded it without that part in it. And to me, in today's society, deleting some shit that people already caught wind of is pointless. You should have just kept it there. There was no point to get rid of it. You should have just kept it there. You were speaking your truth and talking about how you are not that person anymore. I think those are conversations, even if it's not about that specific subject, is something that people need to grasp. Grasp the concept of you not being a perfect person your whole fucking life. You have never been a perfect person your whole life. And it takes somebody who is self-aware to a certain extent to talk about these things and also explain the fact that they are not that type of person anymore. Anybody to use themselves as an example of wrongdoings and how to not be a messed up or foul or negative individual anymore, I commend that to a certain extent. So I don't wish that Joe loses his platform like, some people out here are wishing. I don't think that he should be arrested or should be, investigated. We're also talking about Jersey. Now, I don't know. I've never been to Jersey. All I can do is take the word of those who live there and veterans and longtime residents of Jersey. And the certain parts that Joe used to live in, I mean, it probably took him a little longer to learn more respectful ways of going about his sexual experiences than others. Same with any other, place that is considered grimy or city that's considered grimy. And that's no shot to Jersey either. Shout out to my Jersey family and everybody out there, man. I think it's a beautiful place, but every single place has a grimy area. And if you grow up in certain areas, it takes you longer to learn right from wrong than the regular human being. So we can't demonize people and forget who we are. I don't like forgetting who we are. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I put it. Let me read some of y'all comments. Black Man said, I wish I could be shocked by the man that jerks off his dog sneaking in the corner to take off the condom. That's hilarious. Marcus said, we all know Joe ain't rap too tight. Black Man said, Joe knows the game. Like Eazy-E said, all publicity is good publicity. That clip being leaked was definitely going viral. Yeah. He said, keep being bareback bandits. If no one got fired, it's all part of Joe's plan. Joe be too comfortable on that couch. He be saying the most to make sure all the attention stays on him. Here, you know what? That's a good opinion, because for anybody in a position where they have a bunch of eyes on them, they're considered one of the best podcasts out. And then when they start to see a decline, because let's just be real, the Joe Budden podcast has seen a decline since the Rory and Mal split. And in this space, you can't just, when you're not somebody like a Rogan podcast, you know what I'm saying, or whatever big podcast is out here, you have to understand that if people aren't just pulling up just to hear you speak by the masses like they used to, certain things people do will be for that buzz, will be for that moment of trending and trying to get on, that number one trending topic, so that people can go to their podcast and it'll raise those numbers, and it'll have, and regardless of how people's opinion is or how they feel, the traction that you get from being a trending topic that day helps you in some type of way. So that's all I'm saying with that shit. I I just, I see how they do things. I see how they set things up sometimes. I see how certain, tweets get pulled through the algorithms more than others. And it's all set up by the powers that be that want to put you in a position or take you out of a position of doing well in life. People using the excuse, oh, this is only okay because all of Joe's supporters are men who are complacent with abusing women. It's like, why do y'all think that Joe Budden goes on his podcast to talk about him beating up women or some shit? Like, why would that be the focus point? And why would that be something that has drawn his fan? Like, I don't think that drew his fan base in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not anything you could draw a fan base in with unless you're somebody unless you really carry that type of toxic energy. But I don't see his fan base being full of abusers. That's just a way to manipulate the masses into making them hate Joe, because their narrative is their narrative and they're putting that narrative on him. But either way, regardless, it's a learning moment, or it's a moment for those who are coming up. Watch what you say. And also, if you're going to talk about a story in which you used to be a piece of shit, make sure that you are more verbal about the change in you than you are about the fuck shit. Because when you're sitting there and talking about the fuck shit you did, and you laughing and giggling, and the niggas around you laughing and giggling, it looks bad. It looks like you're championing, you're trying to champion the shit that you did. You know what I'm saying? And then give like a little light to, oh, well, I'm not that type anymore, because you understand how society is. Be more clear in that aspect. If you are a person that is not of these foul fixations in life, then, you know what I'm saying, do a better job at letting people know how you're a changed individual, and not try to up the things that are foul things that you did. Now, speaking of foul things, you guys, a father and a son, a teenager who is 17 years old, I believe, were caught and arrested for the murder of PNB Rock. That's right. A father and a son. You know what's fucked up? Every time I hear about a father-son duo, or a mother-son, or mother-daughter, father-daughter, whatever it is, a parent and a child duo that commit crimes, that is the ultimate fail in life. That is the ultimate fail in life. You have failed your children. You are quite possibly the worst parent in the world, and you deserve every bad thing coming to you. Imagine being a father and being like, hey, I see calling your son, like, I see somebody in here, man. It might be a come up call. You might want to get up here to Roscoe's. And had your son rob and kill somebody, throw his life away and your life away over some shit you can't even make money off of. Like, what is the point of these niggas jacking jewelry? Like, you're not going to make shit from this. It's purely off of people wanting what you got. People want what you have, and because they are not willing to go and get it themselves and work for that shit themselves and pay for it themselves, they will take penitentiary chances, and most of the time fail. Think about this, man. I want y'all to hear this shit. Watch this shit real quick.
Today for one of 3 people facing criminal charges in the murder of rapper PNB Rock, who was shot to death in South LA. A teenager and his father accused of murder, and the teenager's stepmother of taking part in the crime after it happened. Our investigative reporter,
Goofy
Eric Letter,
bitch.
joins us live from the newsroom right now with an update on all of this. Eric?
Hi, Colleen. The criminal complaint filed today charges the father and son with murder and robbery. The stepmom with being an accessory after the fact. The teen and the stepmother are in jail in L.A. The father just arrested this afternoon in Las Vegas. The charges describe the September 13th attack on PNB Rock, also known as Rakim Allen, as the result of a conspiracy. Court documents accuse the father and son of working together to try to rob Allen as he ate lunch with his girlfriend inside the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles restaurant on Manchester Boulevard. Both father and son are charged with murder, conspiracy to commit robbery, and 2 counts of robbery.
Horrible.
The LAPD says the teen was arrested in Lawndale Tuesday morning. The father, 40-year-old Freddie Lee Trone, eluded detectives on Tuesday, then was caught by an FBI fugitive task force in Las Vegas. The complaint accuses the stepmother, 32-year-old Chantel Trone, of being an accessory after the fact to the murder. She made a brief appearance in court in Compton this afternoon, entered a not guilty plea, and was ordered to return to court next month. LAPD Chief Michael Moore says Allen was wearing what he called an extensive amount of jewelry when he was attacked. Moore says police were examining whether a social media post made about 20 minutes before the robbery and shooting might have drawn attention to the restaurant. We just got the criminal complaint this afternoon. It also suggests that someone inside the restaurant tipped off Trone to the fact that there was somebody inside the restaurant wearing a lot of jewelry. The complaint says the 17-year-old then shot Allen once in the chest, then 2 more times in the back, also demanded Allen's girlfriend's jewelry before he fled. Now, prosecutors say the 17-year-old made an initial appearance in juvenile court in Compton this afternoon and will return to court next month for a pretrial hearing.
Threw his whole life away for some jewelry. Southern California said that's how it is in the LA, or in the land, LA. It's more common than you think. I know a dude whose mom used to make him rob stores. Foul, foul, foul. Ignorant, dumb as shit. And also them bringing up the fact that this was something that happened because somebody saw him come in and the young dumb motherfucker was tipped off by somebody that PNB was there, also eliminates the fact that his girlfriend had anything to do with him getting killed. So people that flew out the window with those accusations and made it a fact and made it so that she was the one that got him killed, you know, i.e. the Kodak Blacks and the Nicki Minaj's of the world and people like that, major figures who went out here and put a spotlight on that young woman's back. She deserves more than an apology, you know. She had to watch not only her significant other, but the father of her children be gunned down in front of her over jewelry. And speculation and rumors can intensify and magnify the situation. We haven't heard anything from her. We haven't seen anything from her, anything like that since this happened. I just hope that, you know, the kids are doing well. You know what I'm saying? Sending prayers out to her and her family. It's just a sad situation, man. A father and son doing this bullshit. And then the stepmom, dumbass, was in there crying like, nah, you had a choice. You the stepmom. You ain't even got to be around, motherfucker. You ain't even got to be there. These 2 dumb motherfuckers do some shit. Move your ass around. Get out of Dodge. Get out of Dodge, man. Like, this is one thing I want people to understand. There's a bigger lesson in this, too. It don't matter who you're with or who you're around or who somebody is to you. If somebody around you is not considerate enough of you and your life to where they will put it in jeopardy, you have every right, every human right to get the fuck away from them. It does not matter who it is. If you make a decision while I'm in your presence, unbeknownst to me, and you get into some shit That is not my problem. I don't care. The niggas gonna talk about loyalty and all types of shit. Where's the loyalty to the people that you put in harm's way, dumb motherfucker? I'm not finna sit up here and act like I'm supposed to be loyal to a motherfucker that don't give a shit about my life. Let's say we out somewhere and all of a sudden one of the homies decide they want to go and take some shit or steal some shit from somewhere and run off. Guess what? Now you on your own. Now you ain't walking with us no more. Your ass gotta walk alone. You gotta go somewhere else. I'm not finna risk my livelihood over your dumb ass. That's not how it goes. That's not how life should be. And don't let nobody confuse you into thinking that you gotta be loyal to a motherfucker that is not considerate of you in the first fucking place. Trey says she should have been a goat of global snitching. Straight up though, that's real shit. And I need y'all to get that and understand that, especially for the youth, man, because the youngins out here, their perception of loyalty is off. Is way off. That they don't understand. They don't understand camaraderie. They don't understand being or having your homies back. They don't understand not putting people in jeopardy over your bullshit. You want to do something? You want to be engaged in something? It's cool. You can bring it up. Hey man, I'm thinking about going to Shakedown. Whoever say, hey, I'm with it too. That's who with it. But don't just put me in a situation without my knowledge. You are not my friend, and you are not somebody who gives a fuck about me at that point. We have to remember that. And I hope they get the fullest extent of the goddamn law. Boy is 17 years old, threw his whole life away over jewelry. And these motherfuckers probably be sitting up there in prison talking about, yeah, I was a nigga that killed PNB Rock and shit, you know. Man. Gasoline draws on. Look, man. Zen Master said he said, I'm pro gentrification, destroy the hood. The homeowners in the hood make out like fat rats because of gentrification. Renters will just move as usual. Tabernacle said, do your dirt on your own time. Don't just spring shit on people you love. That's a fact. Speaking of don't just spring things up, Antonio Brown has caught recent trending topics because he was in Dubai at a hotel. And of course, the only images and footage that you have of this man is doing obscene things. He was caught putting his bare black ass in somebody's face in the pool. And he was also seen exposing his Johnson in that same pool. Now, of course, people went straight to this boy. Wow. And of course, if you see some shit like that, everybody's first reaction is this nigga's wild. He's wild. And then you started having the social media detectives, look closely to the video and be like, hold up. Hold up, what's happening here? So people needed an explanation as to what was going on. And Antonio Brown decided to respond to this, and what he said in the grand scheme of things is that people want to pinpoint what was going on. All they see is Antonio Brown. All they see is this. All they see is that. He said, didn't nobody see the young lady taking his swim trunks from him and swimming away? She took his swim trunks off and swam away. Now, imagine, okay? Just stick with me for a second, just for a little bit. Imagine if Antonio Brown took that young lady's swim bottoms off and swam away with him. Even if he was in Dubai in another country, what do you think would happen to this man if he came back to America? Or even if he was allowed to come back to America? What he did was just get wilder. Oh, you took my swim trunks off, bitch. All right, here's my dick. Bow. Yeah, that really happened. She took his swim trunks off him and swam away. So when you see him pick her up and slam her, that was after she took his swim trunks off. I don't even know. We're talking about water. If you've ever been in water with your swim trunks on, it's not that hard for your swim trunks to slip off. Even if you tie them hoes, it's easy to shake them hoes loose. Who knows how tight his fucking swim trunks were? The point is, regardless of how tight or how loose they were, they shouldn't have been taken off of him as a human being in society. So when they say he exposed himself, no, she exposed him. He just said, fuck it, I'm already out here. This nigga's a wild dude. What do you expect? What do you expect? And you are looking at right now, this picture that you are looking at is probably the most ether shit I've ever seen in my life. While the whole controversy is going on and people talking about him exposing himself and doing XYZ, he posted on Instagram a picture of him and Tom Brady's wife, Giselle. Put that shit on. How this is a wild, bruh. This the picture. He said the wildest shit AB did was post that pic of him and Tom Brady's wife. This is it right here. This is it. And she looks intrigued. Excuse me. I'm just saying. I am just saying. Now, we got to get to this topic, man, because I have to get on my preach shit. I have to say some shit, and it's going to get real. It's going to get too real. And I know you niggas don't know about this because this isn't something that has caught trending topics or the news or anything like that. This was something that caught social media's eye, and it didn't make its way to anywhere else. So I'm like, why isn't nobody talk? Why? There needs to be an active search, investigation, and incarceration going on about this situation. But the problem with it is, there's so many problems with it. There's so many fucking problems with it. But I'm about to show y'all right now, man. Look at this picture right here. Look at this picture right here. You see this picture? It looks wholesome. It looks like a dad and his daughter or something like that. It looks like, you know what I'm saying, somebody with a younger person in their family, and it's Halloween, and it's just one of those pictures. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a picture, right? Right? The caption reads, "My baby father and I, in honor of Halloween coming up, I dead ass was 5 years old, and now the nigga my baby daddy. Whoo. He always been nasty, but the nigga nastier now. You know you nasty. You a nasty nigga if you 22 touching and sucking on a 5-year-old. Whoa. Whoa. Back the fuck up. This is not your regular photo. This is a picture of a predator and his victim. And somehow, this guy made it through society and ended up becoming the baby father of this girl's child. Yes, this is real. This is real. This is absolutely fucking real. And this is not being talked about, and I guess it's because it's an isolated situation. He would probably have to be a serial fucking predator for them to bring this shit up. But this has to get attention. We have to bring notice to this man's face, and I want everybody to take this shit and fucking send it to the world and find out this nigga's name, because I will be the #1 grand snitch I will happily call the precinct of which city this nigga lives in, and I will report. I don't know if anybody has yet, because the person that posted this, I don't want to get too loud, but this shit enrages me. This person posted this shit to her Facebook, and I think because it got traction, or maybe she already had her settings this way, she turned off her comments. She turned off her comments so people couldn't blow her shit up, and the only people that commented on it was friends of hers. And there was only a few comments. It only has 11 likes because she hit all that shit. You can't like it, you can't comment, you can't do none of that. You can share it, but you can't engage in conversation. You can't let her know that this is wrong, even though I know she knows it's wrong. But one exchange on here that I wanted to post up, I don't have it up here, but I'm gonna read it to y'all. She got a comment from somebody that was like, Shantae, and she commented back. She said, oops, oh well, LOL, it's the truth, cuzzo. Her cousin or whoever it was replied, I'm fucking hollering, crying, and screaming. Okay. And then somebody commented, what's funny about this? Y'all hoes just as sick as the dude is. The girl who posted it laughed at it, and the person said, hopefully nothing happens to your girls, because obviously your dirty ass just gonna laugh. Y'all hoes pitiful. She replied by saying, my girl's great, fuck boy. Far from dirty. I said what I said. Shut the fuck up. Somebody probably playing with you and your son butt scratching my head. And then you start thinking to yourself, do I even feel bad? But you have to, because at 5 years old, what do you know about? What do you know right from wrong about? If all she knew in her life was this predator ass nigga, she may think she's actually in love with this goofy ass, creepy ass, predator ass, bitch made ass nigga. To have kids with him and then to play it off in public and try to act like this ain't shit. Man, look. I'm telling you, as soon as I find his name out, I don't care if anybody called or reported it yet, I'm still calling. I am telling. I don't give a fuck. This is crazy. And when this came across my feed, I had to do what I had to do. Somebody who has a small platform, but enough people that might see it to put this man's face on blast. And that's a good question. You asked where her mom is. I have no idea where her mom is. I don't even know if her mom is in her life. I don't even know if her mom even cared. You know, one thing I've noticed over the years when it comes to these stories or when these things are depicted on TV or in movies, they usually paint the mom as somebody complacent because she loves the boyfriend and she don't want to fuck up a relationship that she has with the boyfriend. Look, man, if there are any women out there with this mentality, lose it immediately. Get it out your brain. Don't even entertain the thought. Get it away from you. Save your child. No dick, no money, no material shit, no amount of laying up under a motherfucker telling a nigga that you love him will ever exceed the needs of the child that you brought into this world that didn't ask to be here. That is some disgusting shit. And I hope and I pray for only two things. Either this man is brought to justice in the legal way, or he's brought to justice in the street way. Either one works for me. I hope this got enough traction on the internet for people to notice who he was and call him out and do what they need to do. Save that young lady. Even though she's out here being complacent with it too. I think at a certain point, if you get to the point where even you complacent with the shit, it's hard for people to feel bad for you. You out here laughing about it and making fun of somebody else. Oh, somebody out there probably touching you and your son. That's not nothing to play with. That's not nothing to make fun of. That's not nothing to kid around with. That you are broken. You're done. You're out of here. Your mental is fucked up. That's another thing. People love to try to make it seem like they're so unbothered on the internet, but internally, in person, in real life, they are going through it. I know her mental is shot. It's done for. If she don't end up putting her child in danger, she gonna end up offing herself. I guarantee you. The Book of Ronan said quite a few moms offer their daughters up for these situations. And you know what's crazy? When the R. Kelly situation happened, all we heard about was how these mothers was bringing their daughters to R. Kelly backstage to try to have them start a career. You dumb bitches too. You dumb as fuck. What the fuck is wrong with you? Y'all think Kris Jenner is the only one that knows how to pimp her children? Y'all don't think it's crazy because I hear about dads who push their sons and shit in sports, and then the first thing people do is go to, oh, he didn't make it as an NFL player, as an NBA player, so he's trying to live his dreams through his sons. They try to do that shit with LeVar Ball. But what about these mothers who didn't make it in the entertainment industry, who now want to use their daughters as a way to make that money or to be in the spotlight in some way, shape, or form? A lot of these motherfuckers don't even believe in their child. They believe in that check. Let me say that again. A lot of these motherfuckers don't believe in their child. They believe in that check. It's a scary game. It's no coincidence why somebody who was in the industry, what is her fucking name? She used to be on the show iCarly, not the main character, but her friend, the friend in that show. She just came out with a book that said, I'm glad my mom is dead. How many of y'all can say the same thing? I love my mom. My mom was the greatest to me growing up. So to hear somebody or to see somebody publish a book that says, I'm glad my mom is dead, and knowing that she was on Nickelodeon and all these other child acting opportunities and shit, to learn that she's glad her mom is dead is telling a lot about what she went through as a child. A lot of these motherfuckers don't care about their child. They care about the check. As a matter of fact, this same girl talked about a voicemail that her mom left her to talk about how much she was disappointed in her, how she was a whore, how she was this and that. And then at the end of that message, Jeanette McCurdy, at the end of that message, her mom says, by the way, send money, refrigerator's broken. Bitch, fix it yourself. You gonna berate me in a fucking letter, in a fucking in this bullshit, and tell me how I'm fucked up, how I'm not shit, and how I'm a whore, and I'm this and I'm that, and then at the end of it ask me for money to fix your refrigerator? I hope all your food spoils, and I hope that you catch something from all that gangrene in your motherfucking refrigerator, you bust down ass bitch. Rest in piss. I don't believe in that shit. I am a good father. I'm a good parent. So when I hear about parents not giving a fuck about their children, it strikes a chord in me. Even in my personal life, knowing about certain situations, about certain people. You know, let me just say this, man. I'm gonna say this before I move around. Let me say this. I gotta put this out here. Speaking to white women specifically, white women who love black men, who are infatuated with black men. If you aren't going to actually care about your children that you have or child that you have with that black man, I don't want to see you putting up no Black Lives Matter. I don't want to see you talking about how you don't like other white people because you want to try to appeal more to black people or try to have black people like you more. I don't want to see none of that shit. All you fake ass motherfuckers out here who be sitting up here talking about all this shit and having black children with these black dudes as a white woman and letting that shit fumble. You fumbling the rock. You out here letting your children be fucked up, letting them be nasty and not bathing them and not actually taking care of these motherfuckers and actually doing for them and letting their ass get took by the motherfucking system. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. These fake ass parents out here, these motherfuckers, and I'm talking specifically to the ones that have a choice, not the ones who are down on their luck and trying to make something happen, but they keep having life crash on top of them. I'm talking about the people that have a choice to do right from wrong, but continue to do wrong even when they have children. It's not about you when you have them kids anymore, man. You sat up there and you took dick. You let that shit bust in you. You have to take responsibility for what you created. And there's a situation right now that I'm trying my hardest not to put on super blast, but just know I know about some shit going on around me. And when I tell you that when you associate with people who don't do right by their children, it also says something about you. I don't want you around me. You talking about Black Lives Matter, but let two little black boys get taken by the system. I don't want you around me. You allowed that to happen. Anybody that would allow some fuck shit to happen in their life that's the type of energy you don't need around you. At all. I want to give some real life lessons today, man. That's what today's show was about. Giving some real life lessons today, man. This is about watching your circle, watch who you have around you. It's up to you, man. You at the end of the day, you control your destiny as much as you can. You have a choice to be around certain people. You have a choice to engage with certain people. You have a choice to pick your battles. You have a choice for everything. Just make the right ones, man. And even when life is piling down on you, man, don't let that shit discourage you from being a good person. It'll always pay off for the best. I'm telling you, it always pays off to be a good person, regardless of what you're going through. I promise you. I promise you. Keep that mentality, man. Keep that green mind state. Now, GMS fam, the green room. If you did not hit the like button, and you hear my voice right now, I'm going to need you to hit that like button, okay? Also, follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. My social media accounts right here. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App today if you are feeling generous. I would most appreciate it. That is a super big way to help support the GMS show and keep this bitch running independently. Also, when the live is over, leave a comment in the comment section of the video. That means when the live is over, refresh this page, come back, and leave a comment, man. And I'll see y'all in the comment section. Leave a GMS in the live right now. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all telling me to look at Pierre shit. What Pierre do? Oh shit. Oh shit. I might be seeing y'all tomorrow afternoon. Oh Tia. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. that's why y'all talking about T.S. Madison, huh? Uh-oh. Okay. Well, it seems like I'm going to be watching something when I get off live. And I'll probably be back tomorrow to talk about this shit. We'll see if it's good enough, I guess. But shout out to the GMS fam for keeping me updated on this shit, man. Let's go. Like I said, let me reiterate the point, man. Hit that like button. Hit the like button on the way out. Follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App if you're feeling generous. Leave a comment on the video when the live is over. I appreciate y'all. GMS fam, the green room. Smoke something. Have a rest of the wonderful ass Monday. I will see y'all later this week. GMS fam, the green room. We out.